What's going on, everybody? Once again, Pro Bowl cornerback Jalen Ramsey is available for trade. Should the Vikings be interested in him? Yes. Should they do absolutely everything and mortgage the future to get him? Maybe if it was 2019 when you had an opportunity to bolster the stronger part of your team, maybe. Not to say we shouldn't be interested in this guy. 6-time Pro Bowler, Jalen Ramsey, part of the Los Angeles Rams Super Bowl team that Kevin O'Connell was slightly familiar with, and somebody that he knows very well and is still, in my opinion, a top 10 cornerback in this league. I've said it a few times. I think the first move that they should make is to bolster this secondary with a veteran high-end cornerback. I've made mention to Cameron Sutton as well as Xavier Howard. Jalen Ramsey is available, according to Tom Pelissero. Absolutely, the Vikings should be interested in this guy. Now, I'm not interested in giving up a first-round pick for this guy. In 2019, I might have been, and ultimately that pick would have been the pick we used on Jeff Gladney. Point is, he would be that veteran we could use to bolster this secondary. You do that, you re-sign Duke Shelley, and now Evans, Dantzler, Booth Jr., those guys are now depth pieces instead of pieces that you're hoping can be starters for you game in and game out. Jalen Ramsey, okay, didn't have the best stats last year, but who on the Rams had good stats last year? They had that Super Bowl hangover. And at the end of it, not a single member of that Rams organization or that Rams fan base cares because they won a Super Bowl. And injuries here and there, they were garbage last year. So I'm not going to put too much stock into anything that any one of those players did. I'm going to look at their overall career arc. I'm going to look at where they are age-wise and money-wise. Yes, Jalen Ramsey would cost the Vikings $17 million against the salary cap, so that's a problem. But he doesn't have a whole lot of guaranteed money in that contract, and you don't take on signing bonus proration. So the Vikings could very easily trade for this guy, renegotiate, add another year or two onto his deal, convert some of his money into signing bonuses, and smooth out that cap hit. So while it's not the $1.16 million that Xavier Howard would be, it's doable. Now, having said all that, what am I willing to give up for him? Well, I would give up my fourth-round pick in a heartbeat. Would the Rams take that? I doubt it. I'm not willing to give up my first, that's for sure. And no, I'm not willing to package a player and my first to trade back into the second round for the Rams pick and trade down 15 spots and have our first pick of the draft be pick number 65. But I'm absolutely willing to give up my third round pick if I had to, but I prefer to give up my fourth and maybe a conditional second next year to get this guy on this team. Here's the deal. He's going to be 29 years old this October, so he is still in his prime. He's not in the twilight of his career. Copyright Patrick Peterson. Okay, he's not coming off of his rookie contract where he's looking to absolutely break the bank. He's already under contract. Again, we can finagle the numbers with the salary cap and convert some money as we talked about. But he absolutely is a player that the Vikings should be very, very interested in. All I'm saying is I'm not interested in giving up my first-round pick for him. If this was a draft where in previous years you had accumulated and started off with 7 or 8 picks and you had an extra first-round pick, maybe I would overpay for him at that point. Not this team. This team has 5 after compensatory picks are added. 5 picks. You can't just give up your first-round pick with all of the holes on this team and say, Jalen Ramsey's going to fix all of our problems. Listen, would he solve a lot of our problems and give us a nice starting point to turn around this defense, especially with Brian Flores? Absolutely. Now you have cornerbacks that are going to be able to play man coverage and actually allow linebackers to blitz or, here's another thing. Harrison Smith, maybe blitz him once in a while. More than the 9 to 10 times he blitzed all of last year. Absolutely, Jalen Ramsey should be on the Vikings' radar. They should absolutely be very, very interested in him, but don't overpay for him. Listen, I know there are times where it's just like, you know what? You throw all caution to the wind. As I said, 2019 would have been the time to do it. This is not the time. This team is in a little bit of a transition. I know they were 13-4, but once again, lost in the wild card round of the playoffs. And at the end of the day, we're not talking about regular season records. We're talking about, can this team go on a legitimate run? And I think the first avenue to fix the defense is to get a starting cornerback. Whether it is Xavier Howard, whether it is Jalen Ramsey, or whether it is Cameron Sutton, get one of those 3 guys. And now your secondary is in good shape. You can then focus the rest of the draft on the defensive line, linebackers, and whatever areas on offense that you want to go to. So with all that being said, I would absolutely be on the phone with the Rams to get Jalen Ramsey on this team. I'm just not giving up my first round pick this year. And since we don't have a second, that pretty much starts us with the third. Put it in the comments. What do you think? Should we stay away from Ramsey? Is he too old? Would he be too much, too expensive? Do you think we should go all in for Ramsey? And if it costs us our first round pick, that we give it? Or are you like me where, we're interested in this guy, but we have to be somewhat judicious about what kind of capital we're willing to spend on this guy? Sans that, hit like, hit subscribe. And as always, skol to the next episode.